Every night feels heavier than the last. The silence, the hunger, the ache that never fades. It's all the same. I once thought immortality was a gift, but it's only a mirror reflecting the emptiness I tried to escape. I've outlived kings, wars, empires, but not my own shame. Every scream I've silenced still echoes in my head. I can't even remember the sound of my own heartbeat anymore. I am nothing but a ghost wearing flesh. Stay back. That light. I can't bear it. It burns. Every time I see it, it feels like it's peeling away what's left of me. You shouldn't be here. This place, this night, belongs to creatures like me, not you.
I walk where light is needed most. The night cannot hide from the dawn. Tell me, what is it you fear more? The pain of my light or the truth it might reveal?
The truth. The truth is that I'm a mistake that shouldn't exist. Once, I had a soul. I prayed, I laughed, I dreamed. But I sold it. I chose power, beauty, eternity. And now I wander between life and death, a mockery of both. I feed to survive, but every drop I take feels like another nail in my coffin. You speak of light, but for me, light is death.
You mistake my light for destruction because you've lived too long in darkness. It doesn't come to burn you, but to heal you. The death you fear isn't the end, it's the beginning. The pain you feel when my light touches you is not punishment. It's your soul remembering what it was made for. You are not a mistake. You are a story unfinished.
Don't call me that. A story. Stories end with hope. Mine ended long ago when I drained my first life. I watched the light fade from their eyes. I told myself it was survival, but deep down I knew. I had become death itself. What could you possibly see in a creature like me?
I see what was and what can be. I see the child you once were, curious, alive, longing to understand the stars. I see the man who sought power because he was afraid of being powerless. And I see the soul beneath the curse, still reaching for something pure. You wear your sin like armor, but even now it cracks with every word you speak. That's not death. That's the beginning of life calling you back.
Life? You call this life? Look at me. I walk under moonlight because the sun itself rejects me. I drink blood to feel something close to living. My reflection, gone. My soul, gone. What kind of life can grow in something already dead?
The kind that begins when you stop running from the truth. Death is not a wall to me. It's a door. You call yourself cursed, but I have carried curses far greater. You thirst for blood to keep your body alive, yet I shed mine to give your soul breath again. What you hunger for cannot be satisfied by what you take, but only by what you receive.
You don't understand. You speak as if it's so simple, as if faith could erase centuries of guilt. Every night I fight the hunger until it tears at my mind. Every sunrise I hide underground, praying for an end that never comes. And now, you stand before me, telling me there's hope. I've heard those words before. They fade like dawn, beautiful, but gone too soon.
I do not fade. I remain. Even when the sun hides, my light does not leave you. You think your existence is cursed, but I see it as a wound that has not yet healed. You were deceived into believing eternity was power. Yet true eternity is found in surrender. You were made to reflect the light, not to devour it. You are tired because you've been living on shadows. Let me show you what it means to be filled again.
If only I could believe that. If only I could believe that you would still want me. Do you know what it's like to crave the very thing that destroys you? To live every moment fighting the monster inside? Sometimes I wonder if I became this because I deserved it. Maybe this curse is justice, not punishment, but truth. Maybe this is who I really am.
You are not the hunger. You are not the curse. You are the one who fights it. That alone means the image of God still burns within you. Dim, perhaps, but not gone. You have been chasing eternity your whole life. Yet the only eternity worth having is the one I offer freely. You've lived in the night too long, but even the night has its purpose. The stars still shine there.
You talk about purpose, but what purpose could there be for something like me? I can't undo what I've done. I can't return the lives I took. If I walked into a church, the walls would crumble from my sin. You say you bring life. But what kind of life could I possibly live now?
That is not for the walls to decide. Redemption does not ask where you have been, only where you are willing to go. What you have taken cannot be returned, but what you can give, mercy, compassion, restraint, can still save others from the same darkness that bound you. You've spent centuries feeding on life. Now it's time to learn how to give it.
To give life, after taking so many. You make it sound possible. You make me sound possible.
You are.
You speak of giving life as if it were a choice I could make. But I've been alive for so long that I've forgotten what life even feels like. Time stopped meaning anything centuries ago. I've seen kingdoms fall, languages vanish, lovers age and die while I remained untouched. At first, I thought that was power. But the years kept coming, and nothing changed inside me. I don't age, but I decay on the inside. Immortality, as they call it, is just an endless circle of watching the world move on without you. You begin to realize eternity without purpose is a prison without walls.
Immortality without love is not life. It's endurance. You've outlived time, but you have not lived beyond fear. You feared death so deeply that you chose an eternity apart from the one who made eternity itself. Yet even now your heart still aches for something beyond survival, for meaning. You hunger not for blood, but for belonging. That hunger is the last spark of heaven still alive in you.
Belonging. I don't even know what that means anymore. I can't stay among humans. They look at me and see a predator. I can't stay among others like me. They've long stopped caring about anything but the next feed. And I can't die, even when I've tried. I've stood under the sun, waiting for it to end me. But it never did. It only hurt. You speak of eternity as if it's sacred, but I've seen eternity, and it's just loneliness stretched thin across centuries.
You mistake eternity for time without end. True eternity is not measured in years or centuries. It is the fullness of love, where every moment is alive with purpose. What you've lived is not eternity, but exile. The soul was never meant to exist apart from its maker. When a branch is cut off from the vine, it may still appear alive for a while, but it slowly withers. You have felt that withering, not of the body, but of the soul. Yet the vine still stands, and it still waits for the branch to return.
You make it sound so easy. Just return. Just believe. But you don't know what it's like to carry this hunger, to feel it claw at your mind until you do anything to silence it. It's not just thirst for blood, it's temptation itself. Every heartbeat around me calls out, every shadow whispers, every drop I resist feels like dying 1,000 times. You say, you understand temptation, but can you really understand this?
Yes, I do. Temptation is not only hunger of the flesh, It is the longing to fill a void that only God can fill. I was tempted in the desert by one who promised me the world without the cross. I was offered power without sacrifice, kingship without pain. I felt the weight of human hunger, the ache of human need. Yet I knew no crown is worth wearing if it costs the soul. You carry a hunger that has become your chain. But even chains can break when the heart chooses truth over desire.
Truth? I've lost all sense of truth. I don't even know who I am anymore. There are nights I can't remember the faces of those I've taken. I tell myself I did what I had to, that this curse left me no choice. But sometimes I dream. I see flashes of the man I was before, and it hurts. The dreams feel more real than the nights I lived through. Tell me, if there's redemption, why can't I feel it? Why does the guilt never fade?
Because guilt is not your enemy. It's your soul still whispering that it remembers light. Guilt only lingers when there is still something left to heal. But shame, that's what the darkness wants you to wear. Shame says you are your sin. Guilt says you did sin. One traps you, the other can free you. You've lived too long believing you are unworthy of forgiveness. Yet, it's not worthiness that opens the door. It's surrender.
Surrender. You make it sound noble. But surrender, for me, means weakness. It means giving up control. And control is all I have left. Without it, I'd fall back into the hunger, and I'd never come out again. Every time I've let go, even for a moment, I've hurt someone. How can I surrender when I don't trust myself not to destroy everything around me?
Because surrender isn't losing control. It's trusting the one who can hold what you cannot. You've been fighting this battle alone, using willpower against a curse that thrives on isolation. You think that control is your shield, but it's really your cage. Freedom doesn't come from tightening your grip. It comes from opening your hands. The cost of freedom is letting go of the illusion that you can save yourself.
You speak as if I'm still worth saving. But how could you love something that's killed to live? How could you look at me, at this, and still call it worthy of redemption?
Because my love is not blind to what you are. It sees what you were meant to be. I do not love you because you are good. I love you so that you may become whole. When I look at you, I don't see the blood on your hands. I see the pain that drove you there, the longing that was twisted into hunger. I see a heart that still beats beneath the curse. You call yourself damned, but I see a son who has forgotten his father's voice.
If what you say is true, then what am I supposed to do with this eternity I never wanted? How do I carry it when every night reminds me of what I've lost? I can't die, and I can't live. I'm trapped between both. Tell me, what kind of purpose could exist for something that was never meant to be?
Even what was twisted can be redeemed. You've lived as a predator, but you can become a protector. You know the ways of darkness. Use that knowledge to guard those who still wander in it. The eternity you see as a curse can become a calling. You can walk among the lost not as a creature of fear, but as a witness of grace. Every night you survive is another chance to show that light still reaches the shadows.
You think I can ever walk in the light again? That I can be something other than this?
Even the moon borrows its light from the sun.
You speak of redemption as if it's within reach. But how could something so shattered ever be whole again? I have spent centuries walking through graves of my own making. I've forgotten how to pray, forgotten how to feel anything but regret. Sometimes I think it would be easier if you just destroyed me. At least then, it would end.
Destruction is easy, redemption is costly, but it is the only thing worth the price. The path to life has always passed through death, not the death of the body, but of pride, of fear, of the lies that bind you. To be made whole, you must first be willing to break. You have clung to control, to the illusion of strength. But redemption begins when you open your hands and say, I cannot do this alone.
But that's just it. I've never been able to do anything else but survive. It's all I know. Every night I wake and tell myself I'll be better. And every night I fail. I've drunk from the innocent and justified it. I've silenced my conscience just to make it through another century. And now, you tell me to surrender. What if there's nothing left of me to surrender? What if all that remains is the monster?
Then let the monster die. You have fed it long enough. Let it starve, and let what is true in you rise from its ashes. Redemption is not about earning life. It is about exchanging death for it. I paid that price long ago, so you would never have to bear it alone. But it cannot begin until you choose to let go of what you've been holding to survive.
And what happens if I let go? What happens when the hunger comes again, and I'm too weak to fight it? I've failed too many times already. I don't want to fail you too.
You will fall again, perhaps. But grace will lift you. Redemption is not the absence of struggle. It is the presence of my strength and your weakness. You've spent centuries fighting alone. Now you fight with me. When you surrender, you do not lose the battle. You finally stop fighting against the one who can win it.
I don't know if I remember how to surrender. I've spent so long believing I was beyond saving that the very thought of mercy feels like sunlight on a wound. Tell me, what does surrender even look like for someone like me?
It looks like honesty, like truth spoken through tears. It's not a ritual nor a prayer rehearsed. It's a cry from the heart that says, Lord, I am broken, but I am yours if you will still have me. It's not your words that save you, but your willingness to let me enter the darkness you've been hiding from me.
If I say that, if I mean it, will it change me? Will I still be what I am?
Change begins in the heart, not the flesh. You may still bear the marks of your curse for a time, but inside, you will be free. You will feel life stirring again where death once ruled. You will see that even a creature of the night can carry the light of the dawn.
Then take it. Take everything. The hunger, the guilt, the pain, all of it. I'm tired of being my own god. I'm tired of pretending I can survive without you. If surrender is the price, I'll pay it. If redemption costs everything I am, then it's still worth more than this endless night.
Then live again. Not as what the darkness made you, but as who I created you to be. You have walked through centuries of death, but even that cannot outlast one moment of grace. The curse ends when the heart believes it can be healed.
It's quiet. The hunger, it's gone. The silence, it's different. It's not empty anymore. It's full. I don't understand it, but I feel it. I feel alive.
You were never meant to be a creature of the night. You were meant to be a witness to the light that never fades. Remember this moment, not as an ending, but as your first sunrise.
What happens now?
Now, you live.